Okay, so we are finally back to Killing Eve. We're on the season 2 premiere. So where we left off. Okay, so Villanelle. So Eve stabbed Villanelle. She runs off to who knows where. The unofficial department that they were working for has been disbanded, or at least they have been fired from it. I don't know what Carolyn, I think her name's Carolyn, I don't know what her plan is going forward, seeing as she is at least to some extent involved. So let's just get started. Let's find out what happens. Although, one more quick thing before we get started. I'm also wondering how much of this Eve tells her husband, and how quickly she tells him. If she does. I think eventually she will, but I'm not sure if it'll be right away. And I'm not sure how much of her... I would say motivation, but I also think that this was sort of like an impulse, crime of passion thing. So, we'll see. Ooh, okay, so it's 30 seconds later, so this is right where they left off. And Eve is just running through the halls with the knife. That seems like a bad decision. She's touching the banister, leaving bloody fingerprints everywhere. Like, she knows what her job was, correct? She should know better than this. Although, I don't want to criticize her too much. She has just stabbed someone. She's not doing well. Okay, I don't know too much about France, but I'm assuming that paramedics do not carry guns. So this might go from bad to worse. Okay, I was correct about the bad to worse, but I was not correct about for whom so far. Okay, so my biggest question right now is who those assassins were there for? Were they there for the old lady? I don't want that either, but... Okay, so I have a question. Let's see if it's addressed. Okay, so I was going to be like, oh, who is bloody handprint is that? But I'm assuming it's Villanelle's. I assume. But, yes, she has just been, like, seriously stabbed in the gut, but I think she should know better than leaving bloody fingerprints as well. Wow, okay, honestly, if you wanted to dispose of a body that you just murdered, posing as a paramedic, not a bad way to go. Okay, so it seems like they were after Villanelle, which, no surprise. Also, possibly the neighbor lady. But, and they're Russian, so I'm assuming that they're, like, trying to clean up some loose ends. Which she's, like, kind of the loose cannon of loose ends, I suppose. So, okay. I think she's gonna be pissed. Okay, again, I don't know much about France, but how has Villanelle managed to walk how many ever blocks completely bleeding and not, like, been stopped by someone? Okay, I was not expecting a candy store, but, people cope in different ways. Obviously, she's in shock. She's walked into an airport with a knife. I'm just hoping that she doesn't try and put it in someone else's little x-ray box to be scanned, because that is just not, that is going too far. At first I was like, she's not going to try and flush it down the toilet, is she? No, she's not. But where she did put it, which, that's such a, that little garbage box thing in this bathroom stall, genius. Because I used to work in retail, and so we had to clean the bathrooms every night, and so when I would do it, you never look in there. You just, like, you open the lid, grab the bag, and just put it right into your garbage bag. Honestly, genius. So this, I'm sure, very nice lady at the airport, who it seems clear she assumes Eve is afraid of flying, which, okay, she's trying to be nice, and if that were the case, I'm sure it would be nice. This lady just needs to mind her own business, however, in this situation. Okay, so and thinking she's an addict also makes sense given the behavior. But again, you don't need, I mean, it could be very nice, but it could also, I mean, how responsive is she expecting Eve to be? I don't know. I understand that this scene is here for Eve to be like, oh, don't be paranoid, which hard to do when you've just killed someone, so I get it. I just, I mean, part of me was a little surprised she wasn't getting a taxi, and then, I mean, she is, like, visibly banged up, which, I mean, it could go either way. But throwing herself at the car, I'm just, other than, like, if she wanted medical attention, why wouldn't she just seek medical attention? So, I don't know. So again, I realize we have a person in a very stressful situation, but being hit by a car and being stabbed are different things. And if he thinks he's injured her so much, why wouldn't he just... Is she trying to get to the hospital? Is that what this is? Is he assuming that there are no cameras out in front of the emergency room entrance? Which, I mean, I don't know if there are, but there could be. Even if there were, they could easily find him. So I just... Is this what she asked him to do? To just drop her off? Possibly. I fully understand why Nico is frustrated, and he has every right to be. The secret that she's currently keeping from him is, I mean, how do you tell your husband something like that? I don't know. But her relationship has gotten to a point where she has to deal with it. So obviously Villanelle has to cover for digging through that woman's purse, but she should not have just lied to that woman about her husband's test results. I mean, yes, she's an assassin. Her morals are not top level, but I mean, you have to put standards somewhere. I'm wondering if Carolyn knows about the blood all over Villanelle's apartment. I assume that's what they meant by there was blood. I'm assuming they didn't mean the old lady. But I mean, because that seems like information that Carolyn would know. Meaning she would know that Eve lied to her, meaning she would suspect that Eve killed Villanelle. Or at least wounded her, honestly. I don't know if she thinks that Eve could kill her. I'm wondering if Eve believes that she's dead. So it seems now that she is unfired because, as she said, circumstances have changed. But I'm thinking this is not just, the whim of how she's feeling of whether you're hired or fired. I think she knows more information than she's letting Eve know she knows. Okay, who does this Gabriel guy think that Villanelle is? Because he's being very helpful, and I get that his circumstances are what they are, but man, what are you doing? Yes, the note. I was wondering what that said. Okay, so it seems that this guy was probably a victim of Villanelle. But what is it about his body that will give them some sort of clue? I don't know. Well, I hope she doesn't kill Gabriel. I mean, I can't tell how old he is, but he's obviously in a very sensitive moment right now. I don't want her to kill him. Oh well. Is the incident at the hospital about Gabriel? Or about something completely unconnected? Because, okay, let's assume it's about Gabriel. Okay, so, there's this young guy, neck broken, in his room. His roommate, missing. Maybe she did it? Alright, I feel bad for Nico. And like I said before, it's still true. I don't know how Eve tells him this, but I agree with what he said, that she just needs to talk to him because he can't do them not talking. Very fair. And also, okay, next scene then. Is Villanelle in the trunk of that family's car? I mean, there were so many different ways that could have gone. I was not expecting that. Alright, so that is the season 2 premiere of Killing Eve. I mean, you have to wonder if Villanelle is going to Eve to try and kill her, which I don't think she is, but I think it's a fair question to wonder. And then, I mean, she's gonna catch up with her, so I don't think she's gonna kill her. Where does this go exactly? Although I'll say, I don't think where it's going is gonna be good for Nico. I'll say that. So, what else is gonna happen? Let's find out.